Alright guys, this is Glenn Smith up in Rexburg, Idaho. It's starting to get cold again. And today I'm going to be talking about REITs. That's how it's pronounced. Kind of similar to beets. Now you know how to say it correctly. Alright, so first off in this presentation I'm going to go over specifically what a REIT is and kind of what it does. And so a REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. And it was first created by Congress in 1960 to kind of put a uniform system on real estate investments. And the REITs are great because it allows anybody to get in. You know, whether you have a lot of money or not a whole lot of money. It's very, very, easy to get in and sell and buy as well. And they're very similar to mutual funds. And REITs give investors a very liquid, flexible stake in real estate. And generally, REITs can be placed in categories of equity, mortgage, or a hybrid of equities and mortgage, kind of a mixture of both. They can be private or publicly traded in the stock exchange, and if they're publicly traded, they're registered with the Securities Exchange Commission. Alright, REITs and equity. So equity REITs receive their money mainly from rent, and they're typically real estate properties that have offices, shopping centers, malls, hotels, and apartments. And REITs and mortgage are usually residential or commercial properties, and they receive their money or income from interest on investments in mortgages or related securities to mortgages. Okay, so there are quite a few rules that go along with REITs just to make sure that everybody is getting a fair shake and everybody stays safe. In that companies that offer REITs are treated as corporations by the Internal Revenue Service, which means that they're more closely watched over, and they're also taxed at a higher tax bracket. And companies must own or finance real estate with long-term goals. So a company can't just go into a town and plan on buying an apartment complex just to sell in the following week. They have to be in for the long term. At least 75% of the income must be from property. So that means rent, sale of real estate, interest from all of those things, and many other aspects as well. And then the companies must distribute 90% of their income to shareholders as share dividends. And one specific regulation to have a REIT is there need to be at least 100 shareholders. And then another qualification or regulation with that is that 5 people can't own more than 50% of all the shares. And they do that to protect everybody else. Alright, and some of the benefits are historically REITs are more stable than most stocks or bonds and consistent, and they also offer strong dividends. And then in the stock exchange, REITs are bought and sold very easily. Okay, now for the status for past, current, and future. Past REITs have shown growth, and they've grown, and they've been successful. However, under the Obama presidency, there was one specific category that took a big toll, and it was healthcare. Currently, most of the REITs are increasing. There are still some healthcare struggles with REITs, but mostly they're doing well. And one REIT that is starting to explode is in the lodging or kind of a apartment or hotel companies under President Trump. And then in the future, REITs will just continue to be a pretty safe investment. But before you buy a REIT, you have to look locally, because the local needs or demand generally and really do determine how worthwhile the investment is. Okay, and last observations. Like I said before, REITs appear to be more stable, they're a good investment, and they're pretty good return. And they're safer because companies are required to have many different people to own shares, and most of the money has to be put into something tangible, a tangible real estate asset. And the future is bright.